Hello everyone and welcome back to Akulmach Live. We explore the intersection of the ancient wisdom and the modern leadership on this channel. Today we are tackling a concept that could fundamentally redefine how you approach business, not just as a CEO but as a human being. We live in a world obsessed with growth, profit margins, and the quarterly reports. But what if there is a deeper, more profound cycle that truly dictates long term success and significance of your existence? What if focusing only on profit and the personal pleasure is in fact an act of sin and irresponsibility, as the ancient texts suggest? Today we are diving deep into the heart of Bhagavad Gita, specifically chapter 3, verse 16, which declares ignoring the cycle of duties as given in Vedas is living a life of sin and irresponsibility. A life of sensual pleasure is a waste of life. Now, before everyone, let's analyze this further. And before you start dismissing this as a purely spiritual or irrelevant to the C-suite, let's break down what this verse truly means in the context of the modern leadership. This isn't about the religious, aspect. It's about the universal principles of cause and effect, responsibility, and sustainable value creation. Let's understand the sacred cycle. The Gita speaks of cycle of duties. What is this cycle? Imagine a complex ecosystem. For a forest to thrive, the sun provides energy. Trees convert it into usable items. Animals consume the plant, and their waste fertilize the soil, allowing new growth. Each element has a role to play, a duty in maintaining the health and vitality of the whole system. If one part neglects its duty, the entire system suffers. In the corporate world, the sacred cycle represents the intricate web of relationships and responsibilities, and that every business has. For example, to its employees, providing fair wages, growth opportunities, and a positive environment is the duty. To its customer, delivering genuine value, quality, and ethical service is the duty of the business. What is the duty for shareholders? Ensuring responsible stewardship, sustainable returns, not just short term windfalls. And lastly, community and society. Contributing positively, minimizing negative impact, and engaging in the corporate social responsibilities. To the environment, how it applies: operating sustainably, conserving resources, and reducing its footprint. When a CEO or a leadership team understand and honor its interconnected sacred cycle, they realize that their actions have ripple effects far beyond the balance sheet. They become stewards of the larger ecosystem. Now, let's move to the sin of irresponsibility, which is neglecting the cycle. The verse warns that ignoring the cycle of duty is living a life of sin and irresponsibility. In business terms, what does this sin looks like? It's a pursuit of quarterly profit at any environmental cost. It's exploiting labor for cheap production. It's prioritizing executive bonus while laying off loyal employees. It's releasing products that are knowingly harmful or designed for a planned obsolescence. These actions break the sacred cycle. They deplete resources, erode trust, and create instability. Think about it. Think further on this. When a company pollutes a river, it breaks its duty to the environment and the community. When it mistreats an employee, it breaks its duty to its human capital. When it deceives a customer, it breaks its duty of trust. These are acts of irresponsibility that ultimately lead to negative karma for the organization. Be it a legal battle, reputational damage, customer exodus, or employee disengagement, these are not just ethical failures, they are strategic failures. A life of sensual pleasure is a waste of life. It's like a treadmill of business which is going nowhere. This is perhaps the most intriguing part for a business audience. What does the sensual pleasure mean in the case of C-suite? It's not just about personal indulgence, although that can certainly be a factor. In the corporate context, sensual pleasure can be seen as first, the addiction to short-term gains, chasing quick crop profit, market share boost, or fleeting trends without considering long-term impact. Second, ego-driven decisions, making choices based on personal prestige, power, or image rather than true benefit of the company or its stakeholder. Third, value extractions over value creation, focusing solely on taking from system which is profit or resources without adequate replenishing or contributing back to the system. Fourth, ignoring stakeholder needs, prioritizing shareholder demands above all else at the expense of employees, customers, or the planet. When a business leader is caught on these hedonic treadmill of corporate sensual pleasures, their leadership, according to the Gita, becomes a waste of life. Why? Because it fails to create lasting, meaningful value. It depletes resources, both human and natural, leaving a sort of a hollow legacy. It's a chase that never truly satisfies and ultimately leads to an unsustainable existence for the business itself. And now, how do we apply this lesson? Building a legacy of dharma. This is a first step. So how can a modern CEO transcend this trap and embrace this sacred life? Let's look at it one by one. Let's look at the first item, which is redefine success. What we can do: shift from purely financial metrics to a balanced scorecard that includes environmental, social, and governance factors. True success is holistic. Next, cultivate long-term vision. Break free from the tyranny of the quarterly reports. Invest in sustainable practice, employee development, and community engagement, knowing these yields long-term dividend. Next, embrace stakeholder capitalism. Recognize that your duty extends beyond the shareholders to the employees, to customers, suppliers, and the planet. Decisions should consider the following well-being of all the stakeholders. Next, lead with purpose. Understand your company's deepest dharma, its true purpose beyond profit. What positive impact is it uniquely positioned to make in the world? Let this purpose guide every strategic decisions. The wisdom of Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 verse 16 isn't about renouncing the world. It's about engaging with it more responsibly, more consciously, and more effectively. It's about building enterprises that don't just generate profit, but also cultivate well-being, foster innovations, and contribute to the greater good. This is a path of moving beyond fleeting pleasures and constructing a truly significant and lasting legacy. It is the path of CEO's sacred cycle. So friends, what are your thoughts on this ancient wisdom when it is applied to the modern business? I will love to hear your insights in the comment section below. And if you found this discussion valuable, please like this video, share it with your network, and subscribe to Akulmach Live for more content that bridges ancient philosophy and the leadership challenges of today. Thank you for joining live. Thank you for watching. And remember, lead with purpose, honor your duties, and cultivate your sacred cycle. See you in the next one.